All right, here we are with Godbound, Evicting Epistle, Season 1, Episode 1. We are in August 2018. I am Devin, the referee, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Nicole playing Thea.
Tyler playing Mathilde.
Kevin playing the Crimson Marquis.
Peter as Azay, so the goat-headed.
Marcus Lothar.
All right, gang, new game. So, usually I just fall back and ask you what happened last session and then dick around until you guys stop talking, but I can't
We had an
do
intro.
that. Yeah, we did the intro. So, I think we unfold this game on Mattile's airship. Tell us about your airship. What does it look like? What is it called?
It's called the Furious Kitten. It's like an old Spanish galleon suspended beneath a large inflatable balloon. It's got a lot of sweeping brass and chrome and finished wood. Yeah.
It floats. It looks like it belongs in the water, but it floats.
Looks like it belongs in the water, but it floats in the air.
I just picture instead of a maiden at the front, it's just got a cat with like a
Yeah,
mermaid
a
bottom
snarling cat.
Okay. And this thing is crewed by people that are loyal to you, right? Like your pirate crew?
Yeah, that's right. It's a crew of people I have rescued from bondage in various places around the Epistle, and are now loyal to me as I am to them.
All right. And how long has it been since you guys have started to hang out? The colony showed up 10 years ago, so it's been about a decade since the future people started causing problems. So how long have you all been together?
Some of those events from the backstory stuff happened
Colony.
during Planetfall. So, I don't know if we've been all together for that time, but...
I think we've kind of had meetings off and on for the past 10 years, and this is kind of... We had that shared dream, which has kind of brought us together. And that's the first time we've all kind of come together as a whole group, aside from...
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces, yeah.
Although Mathilde and they have been especially close over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you Lothar has just occasionally shows up on your ship, basically just... Hey, what's that big flying thing in the sky?
And I wouldn't be surprised if pretty much all of you have had like adversarial moments with the Crimson Marquis in the past, given he just turns people into vampires and infiltrates various societies with them. So, yeah. At the very least, you've probably encountered his minions before.
Yeah. Alright, so, you guys are leaving the kind of small area of the north you were starting to stake out to head southwest. That's how it goes. Towards the desert. It looks like you guys really haven't set up roots yet. I think you're still kind of nomadic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably head back there sooner or later. Are you guys living on this boat, basically?
Pretty much.
Pretty much a few caskets in the hold.
So what have you guys brought onto the ship? Like, round table.
Bees! They don't know how to bring bees in here.
It'd be kind of neat if you had people who volunteered to be like living hives, where they just had bees living inside of them. Not in like a horror way, but they were just living hives. It was like, a position of honor kind of thing.
I'm struggling to picture that and not be horrified.
I mean,
That's horrifying. You
take the
can't...
vampires, they don't need to breathe. Just put some of your bees in their lungs.
Like, Thea has bees in her, but she's like a god and stuff.
Fair
So,
enough.
Like,
Just
her
a
people,
suggestion.
Her priests and stuff are apiarists. And she has like hives and stuff.
They're just the main character from Fried Green Tomatoes, where she can just go into hives.
I haven't seen that.
But
But yes, I have brought bees.
do you have an Acer and Fae with you?
I do have an Acer and Fae. I always have an Acer and Fae.
And I have the airship, which is... It's large and it's well stocked for the crew, which is about 300 strong, but that's still a skeleton crew for the ship itself. So there's a lot of like large open spaces and decks and guest rooms, which have been given over to the various people who are coming in to stay. But it's geared out for long hauls.
I have a few caskets for the small group of vampires I brought with me, as well as a skeleton crew of literal skeleton people to help man, and several caskets of wine.
Those are just
For the
called
trip.
casks.
Yes.
They don't add the T to it that turns it into a crucifix-laden sarcophagus.
But yeah, several things of that.
Well, Azazel being the dragon that he is, he has his hoard, so I guess that's somewhere in the belly of the ship, just being laden with it.
What is that hoard?
Lots of junk, because he collects junk. All sorts of, trash and such.
You just collect things because they're shiny, or like what's your criteria?
He collects all sorts of things, really. Whatever
He's
interests him.
Ariel.
He's a filthy hoarder.
Yeah, he is a hoarder. He got his dragon hoard. And he also brought his broodlings, his goat, people, mutant things that just roam the ship.
They scream
And
constantly.
probably, a bunch of dirt so he can plant his plants, like the fertility god, to feed the bees and have produce and such.
Lothar, he's got a couple little rooms over by the galley, where he has managed to bring over quite a few chickens somehow, and occasionally just goes off the edge, comes down, flies back with something he has killed that is edible, presumably, for the crew. And keeps it. There's also like a section that's kind of like basically what amounts to a giant bird thing on the side of the ship. It does everything you can close it, but that way there's regular birds will occasionally perch there, so we can get the lay of the land.
Birdhouse.
All right. So, that communal dream you all had of something happening in the desert, something that will release or have something to do with an awful evil or an awful calamity, such as this world is constantly used to. That is your vague direction for the time being. The skies are clear. You're going over mountains, so there's a lot of cloud-capped peaks below, just endless mountains. It goes on for a very long time, and that's sort of where you're going right now. You're all together on the ship. Mingle. Oh, you know what? I want you to describe your characters for the episode 1. I know we did for the intro, but fuck the intro.
Physical description?
Yeah, descriptions of your characters. Maybe, how they hold themselves or whatever, that sort of thing. We'll start with Nicole. We'll go clockwise.
Thea is she's 8 feet tall. She has dark reddish brown skin with wood grain in it. Her hair is a waterfall that falls to the floor and kind of mists when it reaches the ground. She has 4 arms and clawed feet. And on her back, there's what looks like either a ball of cotton or a spider's nest, closer to a spider's nest. Very large, wider than she is, and brings up her height to about 10 feet. And there is, you can see hands and arms coming out and kind of holding it in place. She wears a yellow one-piece kind of outfit. It's like shorts, there's no back to it obviously, and there's a cutout on her stomach because bees will sometimes go in and out of her navel.
Mathilde is a female satyr. She's unusually tall, long and thin, with a fluid, natural dancer's grace. She's got short cropped brown fur that she has shaved away in portions on her arm and chest for tattoos. She's got long curved horns that are similarly etched with markings. She wears a lot of jewelry, a lot of bangles, bands, earrings, all gold that clatter when she walks and she moves. She wears a loose, brightly colored vest and a sash and breeches that all allow a lot of ease of movement. She's got 2 ornate rapiers that she keeps at her side, along with a small pistol.
Okay. The Crimson Marquis has kind of lightly colored, pale purple skin, dark purple hair, and red eyes. Strange, pointed ears that are segmented. He is almost twice as tall as your average human being. Almost twice as big in general, actually. He tends to wear like dramatic fur cloaks and whatnot, very formal count attire. And he's quite often just tinkering with gyrojet ammo and creating, the individual bullets for that as kind of a meditative thing. He has 2 of those pistols at his hip at all times, and under his cloak. He always seems very calm and placid.
Okay, well, Ezekiel's a large goat mutant. He's about 3 meters high, so that's 10 feet, I think. Got 4 goat horns. He's got black fur, goat-like features in general. Wears some fineries on him in general, and yeah, he looks like a goat.
Lothar looks like a mostly normal human, other than really stupid, fake-looking wings that are not nearly big enough to actually fly without basically magic bullshit. He usually wears kind of very primitive clothing, although he has picked up a nifty helmet with a set of goggles he's picked off as the dead body of some early scout. And he acts and looks pretty much human, except he's rather totally uneducated, and he occasionally has like bird-like movements of his head. So he acts more animalistic, even though he looks pretty human.
Well, human.
Quotes up.
Humans don't exist at this point in the timeline.
It takes a lot of
Birdman.
A lot of inbreeding to get humans.
Well, outbreeding.
Interbreeding.
Yeah, interbreeding. That's the one.
All right. So yes, you guys are on the ship. It is time for you guys to take the reins and interact with each other. So do that. There are various serval people running around. Crew, little mutants that the goat brought aboard. Acer and Faye. Oh, I guess I should describe Acer and Faye, seeing as he's your guy. Nicole beat you guys by having the guy first. Acer and Faye looks like a classic D&D elf. Except he has permastubble, and his eyes are different colored, and he's fairly asymmetrical. One of his legs is a little longer than the other, one of his hands has too many fingers, eyes are different color, some of his teeth look like they've been scrambled, so the different sized ones are in his mouth and stuff. He just looks a little odd. He's friendly, he's a wizard.
Is it currently day or night?
It is night. The sun is setting.
Then the Crimson Marquis is kind of at the front of the ship, just sitting on the edge, with a few of his entourage around. He kind of has members of the ship who don't have important jobs, bringing glasses of wine to them.
I don't drink wine.
Lord.
Yeah, occasionally he'll stop members of the crew and just kind of chat with them, interview them. Especially, are your members, they're from, the past races and whatnot,
Yeah,
right?
and they're mostly Fae.
Mostly Fae, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll occasionally, stop them and question them and, really weird questions about their philosophies and stuff like that, because early races are interesting compared to future ones. And how
You're not getting a lot of philosophical discussion out of them. It's too early in the timeline for that.
Yeah.
It's mostly kill or be killed.
Which is why it's so interesting, because it's oh wow, you don't have any deep philosophies or sense of self, in a way.
Well, usually in the evenings when things are winding down, the people who aren't on duty, we have a bit of an impromptu dance party on the deck. It might help relations if some of your people joined in.
Certainly. He'll just kind of usher some of the prettier ones to join the dance, basically. He's not really choosy about who he turns into a vampire, so there's some who look like really gruff, big people, and some are very, pretty and delicate and look like your traditional Euro trash type of vampire, except well, actually at this point they're not all even his race. A lot of them are from the earlier races.
Specifically, I have a bit of a wager with my first mate as to whether or not skeletons can be taught to dance. If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind giving a few lessons.
Huh. Well, that's entertaining, certainly. He'll snap his fingers, and a few of the skeletons will kind of climb up from the sides of the ship.
The Jason and the Argonaut style stop motion skeletons begin assembling. Just imagine that in your head whenever you see them.
What kind of dancing exists? I haven't had many opportunities for balls or whatnot yet.
Oh, all kinds. Although my experience is more with lively jigs as opposed to a formal ball.
Very well. He'll snap his fingers and the skeletons will kind of... He has to use his fingers to kind of guide them along as they jig.
I was thinking they might have a natural predisposition towards tap.
Whatever you find entertaining.
Right? I'll try and lead them in a few preliminary steps.
So yeah, I'll kind of give him rough command over how they move and whatnot.
They jerk about to and fro like the dead puppets they are on puppeteer strings.
I don't mean to. I don't think the mating dance display is going to be successful with them.
No, most likely not. It's still an entertaining thing, however. I am nothing if not a gracious guest.
Oh, have a party here?
We are. Would you care to join?
Sure. He starts clapping and his broodlings are going out from underneath the decks, bringing up some logs for some nice big roaring fire on top, and rolling out some barrels of alcohol and other things, and start prancing about in the music like the Night in the Bald Mountain-esque thing.
Your ship uses magic to fly, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just set it on fire.
That's fine. It's non-explosive hydrogen.
It looks like wood, but
Just wanting to make sure.
Just varnish in such a way that it won't catch fire at the earliest opportunity.
Or like the giant blimp.
We can fix it.
Are you trying to blow us to shit, Sherlock?
most of the ornamentations are largely for show.
I'm gonna pause while the city decides to have an emergency again. Alright, we're back. You have your party going on, little goat greebles throwing around liquor and stuff.
So, what exactly are we expecting when we arrive? I believe all our dreams were entirely identical, yes?
As near as we can tell.
I wonder if Mastema will be there when we arrive, or whether we should have picked him up beforehand. Although certain
I think the less time we spend with
enmity doesn't
Mastema, the
allow
better.
that.
I believe we should try to interfere as little as we can with the beginning of the dream. It's the latter that worries me.
The waking up.
Yes. Yes. The thing I wonder is if Mastema shall be our ally in this, or if he's the very cause of what is to happen. We shouldn't strike too early.
That being said, a swift stroke early on can often save a lot of trouble later.
Fair enough. I worry that if we interrogate him too thoroughly, if he is indeed attempting to awaken this thing as part of their Blood Knight culture, that we may risk fulfilling this prophetic dream rather than preventing it.
I don't know. I don't think you can spend too much time worrying about dancing around prophecy, or if you're going to cause it by trying to not cause it, or all that. You just get all twisted around. We'll get there and we'll take the best course of action that seems available to us at the time that it appears.
Yes, dwelling on it now will not result in anything.
Fair enough. What will happen has happened. Though I do fear that our interference has changed it irrevocably in such a way that even with mine and yours, our knowledge of the future, it may not come to pass nearly the same as it might have before.
Still weirds me out when you guys talk like that.
It would not be for the worst if it did not occur as it did in the future previously. I don't quite remember what happened, but I don't think it was good. I do think that it's hard to handle.
Even this is before my time, so...
Instrument walks up from the control house. He has a large, long glass full of honey that he's been drinking from. Hey, God!
Hello?
Other gods?
Although...
Yeah. It's just pure honey. There's like larvae and stuff. One of the things in the thing in your control room is making a bunch of noise that it hasn't been doing yet. Some of your cavemen are getting really spooked by it.
I'll go check that out. And I would ask you not to call them cavemen.
Skymen.
It's much better. I'll make my way to the control room.
And he walks with, like, kind of gestures to you.
Yes.
Skyman.
Welcome.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yes, but
Yep. PhD. Several of them.
I think we'll all follow him into the control room.
Let's see what this shrieking is
So
about.
you got this airship from the Women in the Sheen, right? Or was it the Manticore?
No, I think we decided on Women of the Machine.
All right, surplus, military surplus.
Okay.
So it has a future epistle kind of design in the bridge. Like there's a lot of controls, they're analog, but there's a lot of like dials and glowing bits. And everyone kind of walks in like with you guys and kind of just starts tapping a dome that's kind of off the navigator area that never has done anything before, and it's giving off like a purple kind of glowing, and there's an arrow that's materialized that's like pointing in one direction.
Right? Adjust course. Follow the arrow.
Just like that.
Just like that.
what is the displays in your?
I would recognize
This is
it.
He's
your
looking
area.
at the vampire Marquis.
This is your
expectantly.
area of expertise.
So what is that arrow indicating then?
That is a Energon Compass. They were built during the future past. What they did was Nocturnus originally was one giant capital built on the bones of a war machine, and its power core was ejected and fueling into the lake. It was the largest source of raw energon in the plane, so these compasses were built that have free exotic particles of positive and negative energon captured inside that magnetize towards the tower to, self-annihilate. So it's kind of useless in the past because the power core would always point towards it like a compass, which is how Nocturnians would circumnavigate. They use the Nocturnian core as their navigational reference. But here in the past, it's probably being triggered by, because we have engineered in cities, it's probably being triggered by like uncontained raw energon eruptions.
So an
Which
energy
are
source.
Not common here. Energon specifically is not a common element.
A very potent energy source, though, I assume.
Yeah, someone's refining energon.
Interesting. That means one of the future societies has located a very rare energy source. Likely, if we approach too quickly, they may assume we are attempting to pirate it, especially given this is of Woman of the Machine design.
We could go all ourselves. Leave the ship.
We could. They would see us as less of a threat, though I don't know what society this
see
might
us.
be. Does it seem to indicate what type of tech is it, or is it just a very
It's a
rudimentary-
compass arrow.
Yeah, very simple.
Energon there.
So you're
It's just
saying
a compass. It just never turned on
reconnoiter.
before.
Quiet-like, just us. Then bring the ship.
Once they see that we are not a threat, given this is a... Do you have like a Jolly Roger or the equivalent up?
We've certainly made the equivalent of.
Then we don't want to approach with that.
literally
so-
It only flies when you're preparing to attack.
People probably recognize your ship.
And also without a flag up, in general, they'd probably be like, what the fuck is that?
Just fly the Confederate battle flag, a white flag, to make it look like you're peaceful.
Christ!
Do we want to stray from our original course to check this out?
I think it warrants a little look-see.
I assume it's not pointing to where we would have been going anyways.
It's a little off course.
Okay.
At the very least, it may be best to know if there is a threat here.
So are we taking the ship or are we taking a rowboat?
Why take either?
How about we park the ship on the ground and take a palanquin?
The ship doesn't go on the ground.
Fine, we drop from the ship then.
Rowboat, you mentioned?
Yeah.
Or we could all fly.
Or we could all fly.
Very well. Whichever is preferable.
He surveys chopsticks. He's trying to pull the little bee at the bottom of the glass out to eat.
Is there anything else we
Looking at
need
you
to
guys when you
bring?
looked at him.
Do we wish to bring a small entourage?
Would be for the best. We don't know if they are friendly. Just because we don't want them to assume we're a threat doesn't mean that we want them to assume we're easily crushed.
No, if it's reconnaissance, I say we just go with us. I don't want to risk my crew.
Very well. As it is your crew. Half a dozen.
Besides, I mean, the 5 of us, more than capable of handling most things we come across.
It isn't as though we don't know the societies that have established themselves here, unless I know the one was so lucky as to make it to the past.
If it's more than we can handle, we speedily run away.
Very well.
Alright, so you guys are going to... What did you decide on doing to get into where you're going?
Well, you can make us all fly.
Yes. I will call upon the power of the bird! And give everyone storm-blown swiftness. They can all fly at approximate... Up to 6 people can fly while the S is committed for approximately 100 miles an hour. Or faster than anything chasing them. Or faster than anything they're chasing.
Well, faster than anything chasing us, that gives us our getaway.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think you have to choose, do you? I think it's just...
No, like,
You know, it's how
it
the
just
power
kicks
works.
in.
You don't choose.
Yeah.
If you're chasing someone, you catch them. If you're running, they can't catch you. You're just
And
get
base
fucked.
It's 60 per...
You guys jump off your ship.
Yes.
Alright. You guys jump off your ship and fly down. You guys have passed the kind of mountainous area and are into the forest lands, the sort of badlands area before you get to the desert. That place that's all kind of wrecked up with, like, just, you know, knocked over forests and shit. It's on the map, you know, that grassland area.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you bring the compass with you?
Is it portable?
Yeah, you just pull it out.
Oh, yeah, then definitely.
New thing called a screwdriver.
Definitely.
The exotic free radicals are inside the compass, like any compass.
Yeah, then there's definitely no reason we wouldn't bring it.
Alright. Let's see here. Let me just pause. Alright, we're back. You guys come upon a clearing. Like, there's a large, bristling forest with trees that are, you know, hundreds of feet tall because they're giant prehistoric trees everywhere. And a part of that forest has been blown away and flattened and is, like, burning and smoldering.
Oh boy.
As you guys approach, the ground is still molten in some areas. Like, there are rocks that are on fire, there's parts that have turned to glass, there are craters in the ground, trees have exploded in half, there's splinters everywhere, and this place is littered with dead giant spiders. Spiders at minimum the size of a horse, some the size of woolly mammoths, some the size of, like, you know, big predators, just everywhere dead.
Only spiders.
Yeah.
Are there any live ones?
Nope.
What kind of injuries have they sustained?
Oh man, they've been shot to death.
Ballistics? Flamethrowers?
Bullets.
Bullets.
The
Can I-
ground is literally coated in, like, shells, like brass shells.
Can I fish one out and try to identify its make?
It is like a gunpowder charged bullet with a casing.
Take a shot.
High caliber, rapid, like, automatic weapon.
Would we know what faction would generally have these, or are they...
I guess
All of
given
them?
Okay.
yeah, given that they also sell stuff between them.
That's like, you know, the basic technology.
Literally all of them. These things are easy to make. The people in this world could make them if they figured it out. But, you being an engineering guy and you being, an artifice guy,
Yeah.
you can kind of ballpark that there was, I don't know, at least 600 guns here.
Oh shit.
The larger explosions were caused by cannons. Rifled cannons with Sabo slugs in them. They detonate into molten material on impact.
Someone certainly had it out for spiders.
What a tragic waste of food.
I don't know. It's not a waste, as it takes. It's a big leg of ones that's eating it.
It tastes like breaker flesh. Like it might be breaker spawn.
Oh.
It's Titan spawn.
That would make sense why they're thematic.
Give
Why
that
they're what?
there's
Why they're why it's a large group of spiders. If it's like a cohort of a breaker, they would group together.
Given there is an energon source here, it could be that a breaker is defending the area, and one of the settlements has decided to try and infringe on its territory.
Well, if there's a conflict, we might be able to cut a piece of the action off the side.
Given the nature of breakers, I'm sure whoever has begun this fight may appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, let's find where this leads. I guess.
I guess we'll follow the trail of destruction.
Would we have access to any kind of tracking technology,
In what way?
or is there a way for me to be away from my ship and have them know where I am?
You need stuff like walkie-talkies and shit and trackers and stuff. These two idiots could probably make it. I didn't mean to call you idiots. Just
Yeah, I can.
it sounds like a Dominion project if you want to make it super big for the faction.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna have apotheosis where you can communicate with your followers and hey, come over here or something.
But right now, it'd be nothing.
At the
beyond-
moment, at the spur of the moment, it sounds like an idea that you want one of these two to work on, which they could probably whip up fairly quick.
I could very easily whip up that. I don't have the gift for it, but I could probably miracle it, where you just make a...
Yeah, just make
Make it a gift.
a couple tons of tech.
Yeah, I have the one where I can create any gift, and...
Yeah.
Well, are you talking aloud about this? Are you guys talking together about this?
Hey, you guys are all tech-savvy kinds of people. Could you rig up any sort of way for us to stay in communication with the ship so that it can follow us at a discreet distance, but be there if we need it in a second?
Why don't you communicate by pigeons? They'll come back home.
Very easily.
Yes, Acer.
Acer had his hand up, if for listeners who can't see me, he had his hand up with a Long Island drink in his hand.
Boring?
A little. He knows that he can kind of just put it by you and not, make it look obvious and he'll refill it. He's not going to put it by your navel and be like, come on, God, open the keg.
My god.
I could just cast Sending to your guy. It's a 6th level wizard spell, I know.
There
Awesome.
you go.
I only get 25 words. Who do you want me to send it to?
Well, no one right now.
Oh,
But if we need them, it'd be nice to have
just it's a spell back on his hip.
Sorcery.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorcery probably hasn't advanced that far either. No one's... They're all primitive, so they're not going to be studying, complex rituals.
It's no fucking wizard's
No archmages
tower.
around here.
Not yet.
Wizard's towers. And
How often can you cast that spell?
Oh, it takes up a spell slot, so I have to prepare it ahead of time. I have about 10 to 15 6th level spell slots a day I can use.
He's just talking about this
I can totally see that being how...
mechanically.
He's from the future.
Yeah,
I know, it's just fantastic.
I can totally see future mages,
Yeah.
putting it down to mathematics and whatnot. So
Exactly.
There's a few feats I could take to expand it, but I never really see the need for it.
Even clerics would probably do that. It's I have slots. PDF, why?
See? Send a pigeon.
Well, yeah, send a pigeon, send a sending, whatever you do. Send a message to the ship, let them know where we are, tell them to follow.
Birds can talk, so...
Do you have the little thing that you put messages on?
Oh, paper?
That's it.
Does anyone have a scrap for
I
paper?
grab some bark and it turns to paper as I rip it off.
He's turning to paper, he's ripping it off. He's being cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like beef jerky.
I thought you were doing using it off the tree.
I thought you
off
were
the
doing it off
tree.
of-
Off the tree. There's so many trees.
You were gesturing at me like you were like,
Gross.
no,
Gross.
like,
Away from myself.
violation of personal space.
I stressed that
My
I'm
personal
whispering and
space.
stuff, and I'm like, I mean, it,
I just picture Acer 3 being I gotta use the piss, and he just walks by you and rips off your bark.
Now, Asterin picked up a spider cyst that was burned and is using his chopsticks to pick out the dead, burned spiders and dip them in the honey and eat them. I know, right? Oh. I do this more.
There, pen and paper. Send.
Summon a pigeon, send it out.
Alright, yeah. The bird goes off. Asterin kind of looks like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Use my archmagery later.
Well, if you can prepare it for tomorrow.
I mean, I have it prepared. I have one prepared. I just don't have a lot prepared. You didn't ask. A lot of Finger of Death prepped. Chain lightning, too.
Shall we?
Yeah, which
Yes,
way they are
that's-
pointing?
The Energon Compass is pointing kind of to this battlefield. Like, it starts spinning once you get here. Like, there's a lot of deposits of energy that were left here. And it looks like a large structure was moved. Like, there's drag marks along the ground of, like, a big fortification.
What does Energon look like in its unrefined form?
It looks like a giant pulsing cube of red plasma made of energy.
Oh, so they probably dragged it away to somewhere less spidery.
Or there was like a fucking tank or whatever that ran on it that they wrecked, and then they're like, oh, let's take this.
Let's follow that.
Yeah, there are signs of like people were living here as you guys take a look, and it looks like the whole place is up and left. Like there's like fire pits and like there's like trees that looks like they've been bent into like cover and stuff, and little shrines that have been left around. It looks like this might have been like a little village.
That's alarming.
That's odd. Is there any? So there's any bodies or anything around, or they've all been?
There aren't bodies around, but there's signs that bodies were here.
Blood?
Blood? Yeah, there's spilled blood here.
Can I check? Oh, go ahead.
I take some of the blood and I just sort of.
There's spider blood, there's animal blood, and there's enlightened blood, like from the enlightened races, which is what you guys are.
So, is there anything? Are any of the blood from people who are still alive? I have a spiritual
No.
ability to know.
The blood
What the
is
shit do you get that from?
beast.
Call of the Hunted
Oh, that's really cool.
No, the blood belongs to dead things.
Okay.
Not
Can't do anything with it.
dead people, dead things. Things that are mobile and are dead.
The blood is dead.
Meaning that the bodies that were moved were undead that were attacked.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Okay.
The bodies got up and are undead.
Can that sometimes happen with energon explosions?
Sometimes,
And radiation zombies.
sometimes.
Right?
This world is so screwed up and primal that it
Everything
that,
can
that,
happen.
yeah.
Like, that sounds like something that would happen with
Battlefields often go wrong when enough blood's spilled in them.
Oh, shoot. Probably not that. There's not a lot of blood.
There's a fair amount that happened all at once that funneled into the ground.
Dread spots. Dread areas. Sinkholes of evil.
Let's hope it's not that. I don't want any freaking trolls showing up.
But yeah, if you're checking the blood as a vampire lord, a bunch of these bodies got up as undead and wandered off in that direction, like as a horde.
A different direction than the way that something was dragged.
Yeah.
Nocturnus?
No. Maternus is so far away.
They wouldn't come this far, so they didn't raise the dead. That could mean that the undead here are following whoever took the Energon.
You're saying that the undead
Probably
left in the
diverge.
opposite direction that the...
Not the opposite, more like a L shape.
No, it sounds more like they woke up or were raised at the end of the battle and moved off on their own.
Can you discern...
Whoever dragged something off, that was the victor, that was the winner, that's who we should follow.
Indeed.
Can you discern the type of undead and how long they've been so?
Can I?
Sure. You're a vampire lord, you can detect this. It's not even a skill check.
Alright.
They are all intelligent undead, which is fairly odd because it means the soul is trapped inside the body.
And
They seem like they're draugrs.
are they new?
Yeah, a couple hours.
Interesting.
And they're on the hunt.
Absolutely all of them became undead.
We may wish to follow them then, if they're on the hunt. Maybe survivors from the village.
Oh, true enough. We always have a compass to point us out to the Energon. There's no risk of us losing track of that.
Precisely.
Also, it's leaving a path. There's a big path in the forest and the ground being torn up.
I'd say we follow the Draugr.
Are we on foot now, or are we still flying?
Yeah, we're on foot.
Okay.
I think we can just keep flying though, as long as you have that effort committed. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you guys move up and over the forest, or you can move through the forest. It's a big, thick forest. It's dense.
We probably don't want to go above it then, because you won't be able to see what's on the floor level.
Yeah. Let's fall on the ground.
Sure.
And we're following the dragger?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just quickly pause for a second. All right. We are back. So, you were saying,
You're flying.
Lothar, that you were flying through the trees and being a flitty little bird?
Yeah, I'm being all stealthy and stuff.
Okay.
I can't actually transform into a little bird. That is no longer in the power of my purview.
All right, you just jump in tree to tree, being all smooth.
Yeah.
About an hour into following the Draugr, you come across a natural forming sort of waterfall. Like, the river goes up at a big slope and then down. Like, there's actual, like, mountain dragged up and down, as if someone was just manipulating the landscape without any care to how it actually looked in the real world, which is kind of how Fui and Foss designed this place. Like, there are mountains that aren't on tectonic plates, and it's just a mess.
They just kind of throw anything anyway.
They do whatever they wanted.
It's like,
It's like people who don't understand anatomy.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a natural waterfall, and it's sort of around a half circle of stone, where there is a small, like, shrine-looking statue. It almost looks like a Inuit Inukshuk, but it's like made of like twisted branch and stone, and has a vaguely like multi-armed shape to it. And there's like curtains of leaves everywhere and stuff, and it looks like offering bowls have been left all around it. And currently, it is being swarmed over by those Draugr. There's like 15, 20 of them. They are the undead remains of people that look like they're living flowers and plants, treant people and mushroom people, and like dryads, like elfin women that are, you know, made of like plant material, but they're all like undead and they're intelligent and they're like attacking the shrine.
How far away are we?
However far away you want to be.
do you think that they are attacking the shrine because it's people-shaped? Or... No, they're intelligent undead, they're not.
They wouldn't be too that stupid.
Yeah.
Is it a god or
Is it
goddess you
free
recognize?
shrine? What's it do?
The shrine?
Yeah.
Who here knows about religion?
I do!
I'm from the past.
Past
Historian.
religion.
Oh, well, I mean...
Oh, actually, I would. Historian. So.
Alright, so it looks like you three. It looks like just a generic fertility shrine. Like, keep us safe and stuff, and make sure our dead pass in to blessed oblivion.
Before most people understood the idea of organized religion, yeah.
Yeah, there's also something around it. Like, you can see, like, there's some sort of spiritual entity just hanging on top of the shrine, like, pushing at them with a scythe.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna start being...
Like, it's like, it's on there, and it's, like, swinging at them wildly, and they're trying to climb up at it.
You think you might be able to talk some sense into these guys? They seem like your kind of people.
My kind of people.
And anyone who is looking up can see that, like Lothar is just sort of, like, sneaking in for, like, going to dive pretty soon. He does kind of look back at you once in a while, but, like, it's obviously he's ready to...
I give you the thumbs up.
Oh, yes, by all means.
Okay, so
So, by all means, you can talk to them?
He's already there, and you're giving him the thumbs up, so... The Crimson King Marquis is just like, go at her.
Whatever.
Attack them.
So,
What's happening?
battle sheets, it seems.
I think we're doing a fight.
Alright. So, there are about 10 war Draugr hanging out.
Are they in a mob, what amounts to a mob, or are they...
Yeah, they're a mob of war Draugr.
Okay.
I assume
Pause
Peter
while you
will-
guys are making decisions. Yep. Alright, we're back. So, the bird person, Lothar, you dive into them with your various beast martial art powers and immediately shave off 6 of their 20 hit dice, bringing the mob down to 14, as you just crush some of the members. Who else is going? What are you doing?
Do they falter at all, or... How do they
The ones that
react?
die do.
The other ones
The rest of
just
them turn on him.
I assume because they're undead, they do not fall under my... They have to do what I say?
No, they're not Fae.
Okay.
They're
They were,
undead.
though. They were Fae. That's why I was wondering. I'm like, the,
They're undead
the
now.
undead... Super...
Yeah.
Do they look like they falter at all after that blow?
The ones that die do.
So translation.
Some of them
is there
stop
a morale-
moving.
Are they making a morale test?
Not at this point, no.
I will draw my fire opal blades and attack.
Alright.
I have knives. I forgot to mention my description.
You have not.
They're made of fire, which is
Also-
really, really pretty.
Also, don't forget you have Frey every turn against lesser foes.
Oh yeah. Free die.
Roll the
They
8.
do
Oh,
not
yeah.
count for your fray unless you have a strange power. They have more hit die than you have levels.
Are they animal servants of a greater being?
Nope.
Okay. And they can't make warning cries. That I don't know if that matters. or
It's
not.
fair. It's fair.
That's actually something good to take note of when it comes to undead. So yeah, I'm going to attack.
Go for it.
So, AC 5?
I think I said, yeah, 5.
That subtracts 5 from your roll?
Oh, you add 5 to roll to have to get to 20.
You have to equal 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I can never remember this. I did not hit.
Alright.
Okay, well, Azizel also
Oh wait, never mind.
jumps in the fray and starts to melee them with his fists.
Go for it. Go for the melee.
Yeah, I do hit for 1d10 plus 3. So 5, so that's 1 damage.
1 damage.
1 damage.
Okay. You cut into one, but don't drop it.
Cool.
Alright. Oh, hey, cool. Alright. Acer and Faye casts Fireball. Which does 2d10 straight to the mob.
Ooh.
Yeah, Cinnabar Order. Get fucked.
Yeah. That's 12.
12.
So they 1 hit per life.
So 13, so they're down to like 3 or 4 hit die.
So how much did he do? 13?
Yeah.
Then they're dead.
Oh,
I can't count.
very good.
6, 1, 12.
Yeah, I think just do 2d10 to everything within 20 radius of the landing point.
I sheathe my rapiers.
Everything within 20, whatever?
Yeah! But it goes through the chart for you guys. What's that through the chart, Peter? Go, quick, math.
What? That's
3.
12? Are they separate or together?
Separate. It's always separate.
Your dice.
Okay. Then 5 and 7, that's 3 damage.
Everyone who was in melee with the monsters take 3 damage.
Ow.
I'll save you, God! He throws a meteor into the melee. Like, It shows up as a meteor, like...
Oh, I see.
Meteor swarm. He knows it.
Going to kind of run my hands through my hair so the water from my hair goes over me. Kind of cool me down from the fire.
Are you, alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Is that ghost thing there?
Yeah, it's on top of the thing, just looking frightened.
Care to parley?
Help?
We have.
There's like fire around it and stuff.
I'll put out the fire.
Run your head along the ground.
Very good nature god. Alright, so it looks like a vaguely fey patterned critter, which is to say it has like 6 or 7 arms, it has kind of the man shape, it's long and gangly, but it's made up of butterflies, like a colony of them all intertwined together. And it's carrying a scythe. The butterflies all have that Silence of the Lambs skull on the back of them. And like its face made of them almost looks like a gas mask. You saved me.
Yeah. Care to recap recent events for us?
They were trying to kill me.
Do you know why?
Yeah, they're servants of the Horned King.
Who's the Horned King?
He's this
Look at
warlord.
Does that sound like the Horn King sound like? Does that match the description of the?
No, it's not the Helldiver.
Okay.
He's a warlord. He showed up after the rebellion died.
What rebellion?
The rebellion.
There's
Where
a
are
lot
you
of
from?
context that we're missing.
Where are you all from?
We flew here.
The North.
North? Like beyond the many mountains?
Yeah.
Within the mountains.
There's land beyond there?
Yes.
Oh,
A
yes.
little bit.
Oh my god.
It's very
I thought the world just ended there.
It is very cold.
How cold? Colder than water?
Have you ever had winter?
I don't know what that is.
Yes, colder than water.
Oh my, that would kill plants.
Yes. Very many don't live there.
Oh. No, there was a rebellion. Some of the slaves and the miscreants and the misbegotten got together and tried to rise up, and the kindly ones put them down.
That doesn't sound very kindly.
Put down all of them?
Shh. Don't say that. They can hear you.
And the Horned King is the leader of the rebellion? Is that
Well,
what
he was from the rebellion, but he came back. He came back angry. No, the kindly ones, they sent their vassals, and the vassals, they were very fervent in their beliefs, and they staked them all on trees, and let the trees grow with Fui's blessing, and it stretched them out and pulled them apart, and the Horned King came out of that forest. He was different, though. Now he makes these things. He points to the burning ashes of the undead. They say he can't die. It already happened.
They do say that about a lot of things.
Well, he like makes a gesture with his scythe. I was there, so can't do it again.
Do you know where he is now? Does he have a...
No one knows. They say he's everywhere.
Where were the trees that the rebellion was staked up on?
He like points. He like makes like the compass rose in his head. He like points towards the elven forest where the trees are like dot the horizon. They're so tall. Near there, where the rebellion died. I don't go there anymore. I moved. I changed my domain.
Is that, when you say the Elven Forest, is that the Elven Forest?
Yeah, the trees are so huge they dot the horizon. And
Where you
block the
don't
sun.
go there under any circumstance because you'll be eaten by hyper elves?
Me. The kindly ones. The merciful masters. The pleasant lords.
And you are a guardian of this...
I'm a reaper. I take the dead to oblivion when they die. He like makes a swing with his scythe. As the farmer harvests. No, not here. They harvest. He points westward. Far over there they harvest.
Grim Reapers are a thing in this universe, just...
He's not a Grim Reaper, he just says he's a Reaper. He looks like he's some sort of spirit or elemental. He's some sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess because everything's so spread out with no way of communication, there's not going to be like worldwide mythology, basically.
Localized. Has he often made raids in this area? Is this a recurring thing?
Well, ever since he rose up, the dead are rising. They say his armies move south to a land without grass, where the heat turns skin into bark, and it stops food from spoiling.
Coincidentally, where we are heading.
We have dealt with the Draugr.
One band of them, at least.
Well, the immediate threat. I suggest we now follow the drag marks.
That's...
Shall we?
I don't know if he wants to stay here.
This guy's just gonna follow you guys.
It's probably for the best.
You can hang out with Aesor.
Something probably specifically set the Draugr here to attack him, so if he remains...
Well, he ushers the undead to oblivion, which, if you're bringing back undead with the souls trapped inside, is something you're not going to want happening. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yes, this was likely a targeted assassination attempt, so...
Something like that.
Quite possibly. Or they just sensed his
Or vengeance.
essence type thing, but...
Well, whatever, let's find out the Energon.
Yeah, we'll head back.
Alright, you guys head back to the war zone?
Or I guess we can just follow the compass.
God. You guys, why are you hanging around this place? You don't want to go here.
What's wrong with this place?
He just gestures to it?
There is a powerful energy source that was once here. We are tracking that down.
Yeah, it's the blood and smoke people.
Can you explain?
Sure. they used to worship me and like give me offerings and stuff, so I send their people to a peaceful afterlife of oblivion and non-existence, the senselessness that isn't hell. Then the thing fell on them.
Those spiders?
No. That was just Snowflake Ka and his horde. Blessed be.
The Energon energy source most likely fell here.
No. It fell from a person.
From a person?
It was smaller than a mountain, bigger than a boulder,
I described
with holes in it.
I described the thing that I tried to keep Noctis from getting a hold of way back in the day.
Well, like the colony drop.
Yeah.
He's like, kind of. They're like boulders with holes in them that people go into, like caves that stick out.
Houses. He's describing houses.
Oh. Quite brave for any of the settlements to be established from those. So
It came from the sky. Like it fell, and there were shrines inside, and they took out all of those the knives that kill you by looking at you.
Possibly a ship with
They make
defense
smoke.
systems.
guns.
They make smoke, and some of them started to they took control of it. And the next time Snowfang Ka and his people came, they killed them, and they started to hunt them. And then Snowfang Ka came back for revenge, and they killed him. The boulder makes a screaming sound and makes the land cry out.
Huh. Me and you are the only people that are going to know what the fuck they're talking. Well, maybe you raid future people. This is
Yeah.
in character, by the way. This is not how Thea talks.
You fucking idiots. You natives.
Snowfang Ka and his horde, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
He's
Snowfang Ka.
dead?
Yeah, his body's not here, though.
Hmm.
This used to be their village, and Snowfang and his brood would come and would take.
I am short on ideas of what this could be.
And
figure out soon
it's
enough.
clearly one of the groups from the people from.
I say we just follow and find out for ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'll be easier.
Better than guessing.
You have to be careful, though. They've gotten weird.
Hostile?
Yeah, they used to be nice. They used to agree, work with their neighbors and cooperate and kind of suffer together. Now they've gotten old rivalries and vendettas have seemed more relevant now that they have weapons.
That.
The whole village was here and it's gone now. Where'd it go?
Probably drag that away. Poison drag marks.
Oh, what's your name?
Yan.
Yeah, the butterfly man. Well, we are going to be following these tracks, leading into almost certain danger.
If you wish to follow.
Going to continue following.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
Hang out with us.
Punt him onto the ship. You can't really punt an enemy with butterflies, it would just.
Right?
I thought you would default into it. They go up. and
Simply, yes, come along with us. If it becomes too dangerous, feel free to turn back or linger behind.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I guess we'll head along the way. Follow the
them.
tracks.
Side note, I think this bitch is liar.
What?
Because you can't. If you don't worship Faust or Fui, you go to hell. There's no escaping that.
He might not know.
He might not know. He might think he's
Also,
doing
he
it.
might be taking Faust and Flea worshippers to oblivion. That might be his function.
Oh, he's just a
An
fairy.
actual psychopath.
Yeah, he could have been
Oh.
created by one of them.
Fair. He could just be a fairy man, not a.
Yeah, he's a reaper made of butterflies with death heads on them,
Okay.
with an actual scythe.
Okay.
but we'll continue to treat him with suspicion.
None of us have deception. We
Hit
can't
him.
figure this out.
Just kill him in his 3 hit dice.
I don't want to kill the butterfly man. He's made of butterflies. I like those guys. I don't like his weapon. I don't like his weapon.
The drag marks disappear after a while. Like, there's a lot of damage to the ground, and then they stop, and then there's still disturbances heading that direction, but the dragging stops.
Ha.
Well,
Disturbances like they loaded it onto a truck.
Like, the ground was ripped up and cut up and stuff, and now there's just markings as if they're heading in one direction.
They took off.
Took off.
Most likely.
Or underground.
does it look like the ground's disturbed?
Yeah, like, in a straight line, it looks like people were marching through.
Okay, well, let's continue on that way. Is that where the arrow's pointing?
Yeah, Energon, once you get away from the battlefield, it starts to walk on.
We continue on.
The ship is still following along behind us, so we're not too far away from it at any time.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
I mean, we could probably just get back on it at this point and follow.
Thick forests. The trees are enormous. Like, these ones are, kind of small and stunted compared to the Elven Forest, but there's still 8 men holding their arms around it in girth.
Yeah.
And this place is full of them. They still go up, like, 30, 40 feet. They're the small, gross, stunted versions compared to the beauty of the Elven Forest. Alright, well, you guys travel onward through the forest, following your quarry. You guys talk to each other, or your 2 dudes?
I think we're mostly focused on the mission right now. So.
What? I think next time you do the explodey thing first. Then I jump in.
Oh, you mean, little meteor swarm? I only memorized one of those today. The other one is my backup. Wish.
In general, probably best if you do area attacks before we go into melee.
You all went ahead of me! God, I'm sorry, I don't mean to speak ill of God, but you went ahead of me! My initiative wasn't high enough. Aetherin talks like this. It's not normal, it's not him being cute, he's crazy.
Nerd.
He came back wrong. Thea keeps bringing him back.
Feels as though we are pursuing 2 different forces here. The Horned King and whatever became of that village. Perhaps they found something that uplifted them partially. Technology they were not fully ready for.
It definitely sounds like it.
It sounds like they found guns, and that turned them.
I assume it's a ship.
Perhaps. A lot of the more advanced weaponry does not work outside of the established facilities, however.
The weapon casings were everywhere, though.
Indeed.
So,
Ballistics, though, as opposed to some of the more advanced weaponry.
precisely.
Guns work just fine here. It was one of the earliest technologies people discovered. Then people kept trying to hide it. Just, they're like, oh, it'll ruin the balance of the world. It wouldn't. It didn't.
They were just fucking Joshua Graham from that one DLC.
That was Aetherin talking about history.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that.
No, the cult of, what the hell was her name? Kaval? Was it
Yes.
God?
Yes.
Yeah, Kaval. She was a librarian assassin goddess of, righteousness. She kept hiding guns.
And
on
undead.
us. No, that was a jihad. Different thing. Yeah, you weren't there for that. But, no, she kept hiding guns on us. And people got really sick of that. It was judgy of her.
Yes.
Especially because her mortal champion kept using them. It's a real... And she's dead now, huh?
So we left them all behind for a reason. What are we going to do when we find these people? If they are primitives, should we confiscate what they've found?
We'll just take all of them in. There should be some more crew.
We could take them in, but if they're hostile and strange...
If they're hostile and strange, we win them over. I can be very persuasive.
As can I. It also... When things occur out of order, mortals aren't ready to deal with them. But if you slowly introduce the ideas, they can acclimate.
True enough, but it feels as though they've been left to their own devices with whatever it is they found for
Yes.
a while now.
So let me make sure I've got this all straight. There was a rebellion against the kindly lords that was put down,
Mm-hmm.
and all the members of the rebellion were killed.
Crucified in the trees, yes.
And one of the people who was crucified in the trees came back, and now he's on a murderous rampage that has headed off towards the desert.
Yes.
And people that he kills come back as undead.
Indeed.
In addition to this, there was a village that got guns from
Quite
somewhere.
It
Yep.
would be simply very easy for someone to lose a thing of cargo or
It could also be a purposeful attempt
that too.
to see what would happen if they rebel.
Oh,
So, well, that's kind of my question. Is this village with the guns and the rebellion separate incidents? Because I thought everyone in the rebellion was put down.
we know about that group that just throws out technology to see what happens, right? Or
There's not
they-
really a group that does that. Like, that's common knowledge.
That's common knowledge.
Like, there probably are people that do that in small amounts, but there's no, like, people famous for it. None of the colonies are famous for giving away their secrets
Yeah.
that they're using for supremacy.
It could likely
Secret.
be.
The secret, the ERA that want to give a gun to absolutely every single person in the world.
The NRA, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that if there is a hostile group of undead, if they were to wipe out this civilization and to take their weaponry, they could be quite the threat to whatever civilizations are in the south. And the modern weaponry would give them an immense advantage against anyone they came across.
Other than... Because it obviously did not make the rebellion successful.
No. That feels as though it happened before.
The rebellion was first, then they died, then they came back, and eventually the gods appeared here.
How long ago was the rebellion?
Are you talking to Yan?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, he starts like counting on many butterfly fingers. Oh, he's looking at the sky. Looks like he's looking at the moon.
How many... Oh wait, seasons aren't even a thing here. Those stupid gods.
I think the moon's gone full 33 times since then.
That wasn't very long at all.
No,
Oh, do you mean
it's been
phases?
33 full moons
Yeah.
since then? That's like 33 months then? I don't know how moons work. Is that how it works
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, then.
Like he points at the largest one. There are several ones.
Oh, so a little over 2 years, if that's...
If that's what 33 moons is,
What's a year?
It depends on how quickly the moon does its...
you're like, oh my god.
Does any of this matter?
These time references
Do-
are
do we-
useless.
Do any of us know astrology in such a way that we would know?
Acer Thay, the Thane astrologer, raises his hand.
Oh yes, excellent. How long?
Although he's a Thayan astrologer.
Yes, but I did, document every single celestial body on Fui as part of
You
my
did?
grand scheme to crash into the world, take over, kill everyone that wasn't you.
Yeah, so many
He
moons,
takes out his charts.
so many
he has
moons
on a
have been
glass
destroyed
pad.
and created, and so there were satellites. It's so hard to keep track.
Yeah, it's like 3 years.
Ah, excellent. So after we came, it could very well have been...
It's not really my name. They named a calendar after me.
All right. Well, regardless, we should keep seeking it out.
As this phase of the conversation moves forward, you start seeing things in the forest that are weird. There are branches everywhere with like butcher's twine hanging from the branches, and they have like empty cases tied around them, and they're kind of like making wind chimes in the wind, and they're everywhere. Like it's designed to make noise if you pass through.
I assume none of us are stupidly clumsy enough to set those off.
No, I'll dance between.
Let's turn into mist as I pass through them.
I can't turn into mist, but I can fly and have pretty good dexterity.
You also have the word of alacrity.
Yes.
You're pretty good. What about you, Goatman?
I think as such as that putting them into my bag.
Oh, you're stealing.
Yes. These are nice.
That would make
Ooh,
it so they don't
ding,
chime.
ding.
Yeah, actually,
Hey.
it would make it so they don't chime. I have an invincible defense against appearing clumsy or awkward. So
That's when Faye casts spider climb on his feet and starts walking up the tree at a right angle.
I'm assuming Butterfly Man is graceful because he's made of butterflies.
He just disperses into a cloud of butterflies holding a scythe. That's just Faye swinging wildly. Oh god. You guys pass through and enter the inner clearing, which there is a clearing. The inner clearing of this area is, probably a football field size. In the direct center of it is a large gargoyle-like castle keep, maybe 30 feet high, 50 feet across. It looks like it's made out of concrete and metal rebar, maybe aluminum. It looks like it's pretty light. And it's perched on top of some sort of wooden palisade that has ramps coming down from it, covering something underneath that has spider legs sticking out of it. There are cannons mounted on the side of it, and it's made to look like it's a skull with the entrance to the keep being the mouth, and the eyes are lit up with flames where there are gun mounts in them. And there's just tree people, mushroom people, dryad people, plant people just mulling about, and they're like wearing like spider skin clothing, and they're like, shining guns and stuff. And there's torches everywhere and like bullet casings swinging about.
You two would probably have a good idea of what society made that.
Helldive. That-
Maybe, but
That's my guess.
Spider walkers.
It looks like something that guy he would have liked.
Skullwalker? What would that be?
It looks like someone made a castle out of aluminum and concrete and filled it full of cannons. No society would make this, or any society could make it.
It's too gauche.
It's just...
They've just been scavenging battlefields, I guess?
It looks like it's not scavenged. It looks like it's just new. Like it's brand new. It's shiny still.
They have access to concrete. Interesting.
Maybe let's not try not immediately escalating to violence this time.
No, that was only because Undead were eating that gentleman.
Think we should walk out, have a talk?
It's Ian. He's baby.
Sorry.
I mentioned him.
I believe so.
No, you said his name, so we waved to him.
Yep.
You're gonna enter the clearing.
Let's.
Swagger on in.
Alright, everyone looks at you. There's children and small infirm people scatter into like little like temporary huts that have been made, while a lot of the people kind of start leveling brand new automatic weapons with like clip feeds and stuff.
greetings, friends.
We're just looking to talk.
There's no need to escalate to violence.
You're all charismatic. All three
I
of you.
have charisma 19,
The
and
three of you are
they're
disgustingly charismatic and look
and
like,
if they're Fae, they're completely fucked. They
they're not Fae. They're plant people. All right, the flower people do not automatically open fire in a hail of smoke and lead. One of them walks up. He actually he's like a sunflower, like a sunflower with arms and legs, wearing spider skin leather and lugging an AK-47. Walks up to you. Who goes there?
I'm Mattiel of the Furious Kitten. You may have heard of me.
Yes. You're the he's like, the petals are like curled in thought. The sky gift person.
The very same.
You deliver gifts from the sky.
When I can.
Oh, Santa.
I am the Crimson Marquis.
I am Thea.
Hazel.
Lothar, Defender of the Plains. You can call me
What's a plane?
Flat Land, not much on it.
He like puts his hand on the grass. Okay.
And you might be?
Finn.
Well, Finn, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. It's quite the setup you have here.
Yes, this is our village.
Expecting trouble?
Always.
Has it come often?
Yes,
And from what quarters?
everywhere.
Any troubles with the undead lately?
No,
Who has been coming?
the breakers. A spawn of Fui. He like spits up little sunflower seed out. He starts growing into a little sunflower in the ground.
A spider, 8 legs.
Snowfang Ka!
That sounds about right.
He took from us because we were the people of the water and the green. But then we became, the people of smoke and fire. And now we use his body to move our city.
And how exactly did you become the people of smoke and fire?
A gift came.
From
From
who?
the sky?
No, from a person. He was a god, an Oride. An Oride.
Is that a word you recognize, any of you?
Is he trying to say over?
Oh.
He said that we shouldn't be the people of water and petals anymore. We should be people who don't get taken from. So he gave us a temple and told us to stop to worship to it, and it would provide us with the means to defend ourselves. And it did. Everyone started shooting into the air.
Well, I see no problems here.
No, not particularly. Do you have a shrine to him?
They point to the giant castle full of cannons.
They're actually living in something as well.
Is it a giant stone head that dispenses guns?
Yeah.
Okay, if Sean Connery shows up in spandex, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shit.
They put it on top of the body of a giant dead spider.
It's Castle Grayskull with guns.
Like, it's not a giant castle, it's the key, it's the little part. Maybe fits 50 people tops.
Well, these people seem like they don't need much help.
So you haven't had troubles with the undead. Do your own dead, do they rise up from time to time? Is that an issue?
It happens. It's not an issue.
So the village down there points towards the distraction. That was your village?
Mm-hmm. The breaker came and we broke him and his kin.
It looks like something large was moved from that area. Do you know what that was?
Yeah, we had to move our temple onto his dead back. Parade around his body in humiliation.
Fair enough.
How do you make it move? His body?
Oh, we stick into his head and it still moves around and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, he points to some of the mushroom people. They can do it to ants.
Oh, cordyceps.
Clever.
Well,
Sata's just kind of looking like, do we need to do anything here?
No,
They
not
sound like they're-
particularly.
yeah. We were worried that you were in trouble, believe it or not. But
Oh,
it
everyone
seems
else is
like
in trouble now.
you've got things going okay.
Has the Horn King came around here?
I don't know who that is.
Some person led a rebellion here 30 moons ago that was hanged somewhere.
We keep to our clearing.
You don't intend to spread further then? You simply intend to...
Of course! When we were the people of water and petals, people took advantage of us. Now that we're the people of blood and smoke, we're taking advantage of everyone else.
There it is.
We're marching on the mammoth people from the mountains. We're gonna turn their kin into meat.
What have they done to you?
They were unfair in their trading in the past and took advantage of our kind nature and our inability to defend ourselves.
I thought you were just going to say they're made of meat.
Now that you have weaponry, wouldn't it be easier to simply negotiate fairer terms now that you have enough advantage?
A kind word and one of these gets you further than a kind word alone.
Indeed. you have the advantage. You could simply negotiate better trade. They would respect you more as you are armed.
Taking all they have is worth more than that respect.
But once they die, you will have no one to trade with, as far as that tribe goes.
Trade?
Barter.
We've grown beyond that.
What they take?
A raiding society will not last you long.
What's a society?
Your people, if they raid other people, other tribes.
But none are strong like we are. We have the Orite god on our side.
You have the weaponry, indeed. Do you know how to craft for their bullets? For their...
Right to it.
He gestures you guys to come along.
Okay, he's very
Yeah,
excited.
let's go.
Okay.
Super excited. It's like, this is what will make our people strong. And he gestures over to where people have been gathering around, and they're dragging a nymph person, kicking and screaming into the temple. Like the tongues come out and has a big slab on it. It's like, he didn't agree with our ways and tried to warn the mammoth people, so. And they put him on the slab, and the slab closes like a saw-style jaw trap. And that guy dies, and if any of you guys have death magic, you see a soul sinking into the facility, and then the mouths on the smaller skulls open up and bullets start raining out. And the sides start dispensing large ammunition for the cannons.
I was inclined to save him, but I don't have alacrity.
I do, but I don't have any gifts that would pull that off.
For people that are artifice and engineering, this is a giant fortress full of cannons and guns that replenishes its ammunition on human sacrifice.
I see.
I see no
It's
problem
a-
with this.
Raiding culture.
I have trouble with this.
Yeah.
And the weak are meat, and the strong do eat.
I have immense trouble with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gathering up the bullets and putting them into cartridges that grew out of the side of the brickwork.
They basically turned into a society that can just keep killing people and have reason to kill people now.
It's
To
incentivized.
sacrifice all of them.
It's part of the gameplay loop.
So I think we should perhaps go and travel back and see what's going on with your people.
Indeed.
Let's take a walk.
Take 5.
What kind of miracle would it take to sabotage this?
Oh, this is a fucking low magic item. When you have enchanting.
Engineering.
It's not an artifact. It's just magic. Ooh, it's garbage. Acer and Thay could cast, disenchant on it if you really wanted, but you guys can do it super better.
Okay, can I do it without making it look like I did anything?
Yeah.
You can
Ooh,
put
but then they're gonna be like, oh, we need more and more sacrifices. That's why it's not working.
Unless it blows up.
Okay, yeah, if it blows up, but then they're gonna die. Do we care if they die? I kind of care if they die.
I kind of care if they die, but I can make the main place explode. Or
What if
implode.
there's a way to turn this around so that we could disenchant their skull castle and get them to our side?
What if it's a low magic item. I can just use engineering to change how they create ammo.
How about I cast Miracle of Artifacts to take control of this little magical thing and start shooting them and just wipe them out?
We specifically don't want them to die.
What do they have an ample amount of?
People and guns.
Ammo?
Revenge.
We don't want them to have revenge. Though.
I was thinking, can you
They have lots of guns and ammunition for their guns. They didn't have a lot before because breakers kept extorting them.
No one has the city's "I'm in control here" gift or the command.
Too
We're
small
not in
for a
city.
city.
Are all breakers alike in what they're made of at all, or is it just a title they all have?
It's just a category. They're giants.
Raise the breaker.
If it's giant, it's a breaker. Oh, this thing's not even all the way dead. Its body's still kicking. That's not how breakers work.
So I can't be like, okay, so you use sacrificing giants to it gives you more ammo now, and then there'll be a giant raiding culture. Is that something I could do?
It's probably something you could do, yeah.
Since low magic item.
Yeah.
It's just changing the
It's just
nature.
a magic item.
Could we something fertility with helping that?
Well,
What do you want to do?
we always breed goblins into it so that they get crushed.
'Cause if I can,
Goblins barely have souls.
if I can make it,
Don't count.
Your power is you can have it powered by dancing or powered by whatever.
How about fertility and artifacts, and make tree that grows bullets, and there, no more human sacrifice.
but then they're not incentivized to actually hunt down things for it.
Yeah, we want the breakers to die. That's the point of what he's saying.
Yeah, so if I can change it in such a way that they have to sacrifice breaker spawn and breaker bits to it in order to spawn more things or spawn more bullets, then they'll be incentivized to track down breakers instead. I kind of want to do that.
We have to somehow make it clear that you can't just add up a bunch of little souls to make a breaker soul.
Oh, right.
Because that's what I would assume if I was them.
You guys were deciding what to do.
Yeah. So I think, and correct me if you guys want to do something different, but it sounds like the plan is maybe to go in.
I'm assuming you guys are talking about this huddled up way for everyone.
Yeah.
You're all in a huddle.
You're going to go in, you're going to tell them that their way is wrong, your way is better, because you said, and you're more powerful than whoever came before you, and then you're going to change. Is that the tack that we want to go with?
The magic within their foundry is the equivalent of a plaything for my time. And I will show them that.
And if they don't fully get on board, then we tell them that if they go around picking fights with everyone, eventually they're going to bite off more than they can chew, and then we demonstrate to them what that means.
We make an example, yes. He kind of waves over to the sunflower man we've been talking to. Are you the leader?
Me?
Yes.
Oh no, that's Blood Oak.
Could you bring him out? We wish to speak to him.
Yes.
Tell him he'll want to be here for this.
Okay. Finn leaves. Acer's drinking from that long glass of his.
Does he look like he has something to say, or
A little.
And he just kind of points or looks at him.
Why are we stopping them from manifesting their destiny?
Because it's not right for them to oppress others.
I mean, they've been oppressed.
I'm a bit of a historian. That's kind of the history of the world. Maybe it's time for the plant people.
I believe
Friends of bees.
I believe they have better uses than destroying other tribes.
They
Tribes.
realize that, by the way, listeners couldn't see it, but she makes a gesture when Ace One says it, like, good point.
Tribes that could potentially become other worshippers for us.
I guess you could say I've learned a certain disdain for historical precedent from some recent immigrants.
I mean, hey, I've also lived a life full of oppression, so put the card back in the dragon deck. Just saying, sometimes you learn a thing or two from your oppressors.
They're
Like
not.
how your destiny can be made manifest.
They're not
Yeah.
oppressing anyone.
Excuse me. Could you remind me why your people came back here?
Oh, my people don't exist anymore. They were genocided.
Oh, just wondering, why did everyone come back here? Because I remember hearing a speech from that Nocturnus undead fellow.
Yeah, they didn't accept Thea into their hearts and destroyed their world, so they're selfishly trying to undo all the mistakes they did by hitting the undo button as fast as possible and circumventing that when they could have just accepted Thea into their hearts and she would have fixed their world. First time around.
She
would've
again
fixed-
makes that motion like, he has a good point.
She would have fixed a lot of things, I'm going to admit. You've seen the current fertility goddess and what she...
I've gotten into combat with her. Did not go well for old Acerin.
We've dealt with her in the past. It would be best to simply replace her as early as possible. The issue is that the more they wipe out, that means fewer possible followers for us and more bullets for this tribe.
Right, but the more they learn the, and he makes air quotes with his mismatched fingers, modern way that societies deal with each other, the less they act like Fooey people, and the more they act like Fosty people, and the less Fooey people there are around, and the more people go to Kavaraka, which is less people that go to Fooey.
Our very presence here ensures fewer of both Fost and Fooey people.
If we leave them on their current path, we're as guilty of whatever they do to the next people as they are.
What's guilt?
I wouldn't say we should go that far, but I do believe that, quite simply, if we leave them do their thing, we are not going to come back and check in on them from time to time. This issue, whoever's providing them with weaponry, could spiral. Who's to say what they give them next? There are weapons from the future that, well, as I said before, it would make these guns look like playthings.
Well, I guess we'll go this source then, because we won't solve this problem by just destroying their toys. We need to destroy the supplier.
That is very true. If we're looking to head this off.
So by taking over, we ensure that we'll have a reason to come back, and
But even if we take over here, then the supply will go to someone other. To the rock people or the river people.
We have 0 leads on this person now.
You know they're called override. Sounds like override
Right.
without consonants.
it could simply be a ridiculous name, but it could also be a...
There's a type of water nymph called an Oread. I had sex with one once. I've had sex many times.
I don't think
John
they're...
Arbuckle.
John Arbuckle, too.
I'm not sure where
Lasagna
water...
cat.
I'm not sure water nymphs are renowned for arming entire villages with weaponry, on the other hand. Maybe a sword or two, but...
Very good, Captain. King Arthur.
Lady of the Lake.
I was thinking of the one that was crying all the time.
No, I know this is
Yes.
I'm also simply saying that these people are already armed. If we have them under our wing, it ensures that we have an armed...
Piece of the action.
Indeed.
It also means that if we leave them be, they'll be harder to convert later.
That
They'll
too.
be more and more set in their ways, or they'll kill themselves.
They also may advance quicker with the weaponry they already have, in whatever method.
Do I know about the
They'll
mountain
also
people,
have
by the
gone
way?
off and murdered a bunch of people.
Precisely. And themselves.
There are
Anyone who
groups
disagrees
of like
with them.
communities kind of everywhere. It's hard to keep track of each individual one. A lot of them like copy themselves.
Yes, and also that's
These aren't
also a
good
good
clients.
point. They're killing anyone who disagrees with them, which means they're going to be harder to convert later than now.
When they're very set in that, yes.
Yes.
Were there any beacons on the ship? Did you notice any, Acer? Or I don't suppose you would know what most of the equipment does on your ship yet. I'll have to give you a rundown.
I don't really work with airships. I was a trained guy.
What kind of ship is it? Like, what was it used for?
Cargo. It's a cargo ship.
We would likely have beacons. of some
Maybe.
sort. If we left one of those
Cargo
behind, we would always have a connection here. If it functioned in such a way.
You can mark this location in the charts.
I'm simply saying, as far as outposts go, already armed people.
Can you show me where on this map they are?
No, I can't. They're in the green area around here.
But are
I'll mark it
they
later.
closer to here or are they closer to here?
They're like around here.
Okay.
And once we seduce them to our side, we could always make use of their xenophobia to prevent them from being converted by other such groups.
You're very dispassionate about all this.
Passion is reserved for important things, not minor speed bumps along the way.
I was so hoping you were going to say passion is preserved for the living. Oh my god. So,
Well, we're all in agreement. If our motivations differ slightly.
Well, that's what truly matters, doesn't it?
I suppose it is.
I guess we'll just wait for the leader to arrive.
Okay. This
Unless anyone has
conversation
anything else to
ends.
say. Sorry. Didn't mean to make that
Ace
sound
didn't have a
so...
stance in this. He was just talking. He was just happy to be part of the conversation before he gets murdered.
I like that, Acer.
oh, their memories probably don't carry over.
Oh, not very well. Sometimes they do. Like, he remembers him murdering him.
Okay.
There you go. And he came out of a
You
cryo
wouldn't
casket
tell
like
that
100
from the
countries
look he
over.
gives me.
Right from the future and shit? That's so weird.
Someone keeps
Best
peeing
not
on
to
my
think
carpet
about
for
it.
some reason.
It's souls. Souls are weird.
It's not even
Angle
the same soul.
particles.
It's not. You just copy it. It's not the same soul. It's just a copy of a soul that you've photocopied 1,000 times over. It gets fucked. Yeah, you cracked him open from like a 1,000-year-old cryo casket from Nocturnus, and he remembered Madiel.
Even though he's from the future and also.
It's like, hey, he murdered me.
Good job.
Okay. All right. So a treant walks over. She's bigger, maybe, I don't know, 2-3 heads taller than everyone else. in like that kind of clothing, and has like has 2 or 3 of those guns kind of wrapped around her arm and like linked up, so it's like a claw almost. So you just be like, and yeah, she kind of lumbers over.
Oh, good, you're here. Blood
Oak.
Blood Oak. Perfect.
Watch leader of the people of Blood and Smoke.
A pleasure to meet you. I am the Crimson Marquis.
I'm Smoke and Fire, sorry. I keep fucking it up.
These are my friends and associates. Azazel, Lothar. Your name is like
Mateel.
Mateel. And Thea. We are your new gods. And then he's going to bite into the corner of his thumb and finger, and while it's bleeding, he's going to touch it to the gun, the altar.
Yeah, you guys are hanging out around it.
Yeah, and I'm going to miracle it to change its form.
You're gonna change what it does?
Change what it does and change what it looks like. So now it's a giant concrete and metal rose, still with the
guns everywhere?
and whatnot, and still on that spider.
Like a death blossom?
Yes. We are more powerful than this god that presented himself to you. And we are going to make you powerful. More powerful than he could have ever hoped to make you. But you will follow us.
Okay.
Your altar here, now an altar to us. Feed it bits from the spider creature, things like it. That is what it will accept now. No more innocent sacrifices, no more small people. You will kill the breakers, the large ones, and their spawn.
Okay.
And you will protect those who are weaker than you.
Alright.
And take them into our fold.
Oh, yes. Take those who will follow you with them. Teach them of us. Tell them of us. We will leave you information that shall make you better. Anything from any of you, or?
That was
I
good.
put in my word. I think you pretty much hit it.
Yeah. Do you know who supplied you this? Do you know, have any contact with them? Right.
Oh, yes, I activated their temple when Finn came to me.
Do you know where this temple is?
No, it's like just the temple. Like they told me if things ever came to interfere with their plans and their blessings, to call them in.
Should we have a call?
Yes. So, I guess we'll go in and try to contact whatever.
No, she already
Sure did.
ripped the beacon when you guys
So,
showed up.
dude-
and started
dude is on
demanding
his way.
things.
All right.
Perfect.
She doesn't say it out loud, but the implication there is like, well, let's see which god is stronger.
Okay.
Well, we have this thing now that has guns and we control it.
No.
I mean, fair.
Maybe.
I believe
Well,
it
it
is
is some sort of god creature created this thing. It may have a method of undoing what you just did.
Additionally, I believe it would make a far better show for them of our power if we were defeated of our own
Accord.
I agree.
our own accord. Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Otherwise, it's just his own tool killing him.
Yeah. Which would be funny in its own way, but I don't think it would show our power. It would show his power. It was so great that it defeated even him.
Okay. You guys are just gonna hang out here with Blood Oak?
Yep.
Did you talk to her at all?
Yep.
What do you want to talk about? She has a whole backstory.
Lothar's gonna go find somewhere to hide because he's
I'll hide.
Yeah, he's-
Get ready for an ambush.
How did you know how to activate the altar?
No, the god told us. If he said very specifically, if strange people wearing funny clothes, speaking strangely, and acting like they're morally superior than you show up, activate this and I will come and banish them to the land of wind and ghosts.
Clever.
Okay.
Did you ever see what he looked like?
Oh yes, he is quite titanic.
Meaning large?
Quite likely.
Quite breakerish.
Oh no, I doubt it was a breaker. Oh, could very well.
You don't know!
That would be troublesome.
Uh-oh.
Flee!
We're like,
Yeah, weird thing
oops,
for a
we
break-in
were
to do,
wrong.
though.
Your god's stronger. Bye.
We're out.
We're gonna take your cool
person.
ship, though.
This is ours now. Bye.
We're scattering.
So they're like, we're gonna get another, right?
Do-over. Do-over.
We'll just pat around to see people.
Aceryn's like, computer and hologram. And he's like, so that's what would happen if I joined them on their first session. That's how it would have turned out. After the real first session.
They were the people of water and
Water and flowers, or water and petals.
water and petals. What other tribes, groups did you interact with? How many are there around?
Are you talking to Blood Oak?
Yeah.
There's us. There were Snowfin Caw and his brood. There were the
People.
we haven't gotten to them yet, but they'll get theirs. There were the stalking Parliament. We slew them all. There was the Underminers. We slew them all in their nest. The Red Orchid, gone.
You've slain many of your foes already.
Yes.
Impressive. Who remains?
The men of the tribe are the last people we had contact with that had done us wrong, not helped us in our hour of need.
We will see to them eventually, and we will make sure that you can come to an accord that benefits you and them both.
There will promise.
There will be no need for the genocide you had planned.
What a fascinating word. It plays across the tongue. What does it mean?
Absolute destruction, absolute annihilation.
Of a whole people.
Good word. We'll use that when we rechristen our band.
Excellent. It is a word that strikes fear into the hearts of even those who do not understand it.
You
Just
just
talking it up to him.
Oh, so that's great, guys.
It's so cool!
You know what race really needs it? The Breakers. You should teach them that word.
She's toying around with the 3 machine guns she's like strapped to her giant trunk arms.
You adjusted to using such weaponry very quickly, it seems.
We had to. Our people were in danger. Our leaders were weak and thin-skinned.
You overthrew them.
They overthrew themselves with their weakness and cowardice, and their inability to protect their people. They fed themselves the slug. I merely pulled the hammer. She says, getting the metaphor completely wrong because she's new to this.
I mean, it was an impactful statement either way.
Oh yeah, totally.
Do you have healing magic?
I do, yeah. I could not heal the thing that was just sacrificed, if that's what you're asking, though.
No,
No.
I'm wondering about some of the wounded members of our group.
Yeah, we
Oh yeah, I'm wounded!
Time can pass and you guys will be healed.
Yeah, I just forgot
It's
I was
all good.
Scary. Okay.
It's all fine.
Okay.
Just looking at the
Let's
battle
bump us back up to full health.
Has it been like a day then, or?
A single pass, you'll be fine.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal for this. This isn't like a brutal fight or anything, or like a protracted thing. You guys are relaxing, convalescing.
Where's Yan?
Oh, he's just right beside you, like
Okay.
hanging out with Aceryn.
Not being sacrificed.
I was just wondering if he was like not like afraid to come near them or.
No, he's just hanging out by Aceryn, right by you.
Okay.
What are your primary needs? What is it your village thrives on?
Vindication.
I was so hoping she would say that.
I like these people.
They're so metal. Also, it's like they only want to get rid of the mammoth people. One more people. I mean, come on.
There's more than one way to get rid of people, though. Integration.
Not the way
Destroy their
she
culture.
wants.
Eat the rich.
I don't think anyone has riches. I think they're all just...
Dragons.
So much riches.
Yep.
No, your fucking face.
You're like, oh my god.
That's so cool.
I don't think I have any other questions right now.
Alright.
I'm
Look
just
is a
gonna
very
practice
flint-hearted and bitter woman.
We can work on that.
Alright, so time's gonna pass, like 10 hours.
Oh, okay. Is that enough for effort to return?
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
you guys are
thank
refreshed.
Two
Everything's
effort,
fine.
man.
Oh my god.
I need that for healing.
Yeah, then you guys start feeling pressure. Like it's almost like you know, if like you go into a tunnel or something and your ears pop, like air pressure change. Yeah, that starts happening all around you.
You should fly up a bit and see if you can see anything.
Yeah, okay.
Away.
I'll head up and take a look around.
All right, you're able to get kind of some distance away from the group because you were like hiding and prepping, right? So you came up and probably back in. The space in the middle of the clearing is stretching out and bubbling, and like expanding pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah, I relay.
This is happening basically in an instant.
Yeah, I'll relay the relay point to this that everyone should point to the center and it's bubbling and boiling and bad stuff is happening there.
In the clearing we're in?
Yeah, like over there, right in front of the castle.
Oh no.
It's above ground. It almost looks like that, like a bubble from Terminator.
Okay, so it's like a teleportation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I quickly go to ground and hide.
And then it pops. 30 feet tall, looking not so much as a mechanical Tyrannosaurus Rex. Cannons mounted on its back, tubes going into its mouth, arms that end in rending claws and machine guns, and a tail that is also a mortar firer, is a thing. It lands in the air and crashes into the ground. Its knees and joints looks like they'd be capped with skulls, but the skulls have been scraped off and replaced with happy faces with suns around them. Its eyes are, it has multiple sets of eyes that have laser sights and what looks like machine guns built into them.
The Joyride symbol?
Yeah, it is. That's a symbol of the
Yes, it
smiling
is.
god.
He says that in character. He just kind of squints at it, and he's like, "Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh no, no Black Star.
He makes a sizable shockwave when he lands. The undersides of his feet are full of, like, jump jets and stuff. And, like, earthquake machines.
Joyrides have had upgrades since I last saw them.
Is it safe to immediately escalate to violence?
With the Joyrides, you can never tell."
Yes, there are guns everywhere.
It occurs to you.
Let's escalate to violence.
Oh, we're going to escalate straight to violence? Oh, boy. I'm going to pause for just a second. So yeah, it lands, makes a thundering kind of, like, shockwave as, like, things under its feet slam into the ground to create shockwave effects. And it kind of turns looking around with those laser sights. Are you guys just around?
Yeah,
I'm drawing my swords.
I'm hiding just because of the last fight. You know, it's
Wait for the
we're
fireball.
waiting for an actual like thing to happen.
It opens its mouth, and a bunch of steel balloons with happy faces come out on strings, and they all start talking with a fairly high-pitched person voice. Oh! Well, hello there.
Thanks.
They're talking. The balloons are talking one after another. Are you the reason that my return probe was called?
That would be us.
He's like walking around you guys, like stalking around. Interesting. You're weird.
And you think you're not?
Fairly standard where I'm from.
Unfortunately.
So, what can the shadow anthropologists do for you? You're disrupting our experiment. You're ruining, you're contaminating this culture.
Shadow anthropologists. Are you a new religious sect?
No. We're philosophers. We're part of the JAC.
I wasn't aware they'd spread this far out yet.
Oh, we're more of an advanced expedition. We have tenure, so we get to choose our projects.
And what's the purpose of your experiment?
Cultural understanding and research. Look at you. You've interacted with them. You've talked with them. Have you moralized at them?
Several times.
Contamination. Just awful. You're not supposed to interfere with developing civilizations.
And yet you're here.
Gestures to the gun palace.
I have tenure and several PhDs in shadow anthropology. My interferences are fine. They don't contaminate their culture in the same way.
We possess godhood, so I'd say that trumps.
We've met gods before. He taps the suns on his shoulder. They agree with us greatly.
Yeah, I'm sure he agreed with you all the way down in your throat.
Well, he cried a lot, so it really lubricated the meal. That and the clown paint.
So you're the Urite, or what do they call ya? So you're the Urite, or what do they call ya?
We're right? Oh, right. That was a bit of a joke. No, my name is Findle Overdrive.
You were right. Vaguely still right. Approximately right. The best kind of right.
Now, why are you all drawing your weapons like you're going to start a fight with me?
Well, are you going to rescind your claim on these people? Go
No,
back
you
wherever
ruined
you came
them.
from? And...
So you have no need for them. Perfect.
Exactly. Their purpose has been met.
Sounds so ominous when you say that.
Everything sounds ominous when it comes from this mouth. Everything sounds ominous when it comes from a Class J, Keter scale genocide camp.
So what are you planning to do to these people now?
Oh, I'm just going to leave.
Fine.
Fair enough.
I thought you might have been breakers, maybe one of those pinnacles, something I can get my claws into. You're just people like me.
Indeed. We have no reason to open fire if you have no reason to do the same.
There are plenty of other cultures that we can go about our ways, examining and learning about and studying and documenting. It's a wide open world.
I don't know if I can let you do that.
Let is a strong word for a very small person.
I mean, he's obviously not here, so even if you punch this thing...
But no, I'm here. This is clearly my body. What is this bio-chauvinism?
Even if it wasn't, they do not like it when you destroy their toys.
Bio-chauvinism.
What is this bio-chauvinism on display? You're all sizing each other up.
Okay, this is just... Alright, after this thing basically he's decided, okay, he's gonna go and do this to another culture, so in Lothar's head he's just like, yeah...
Yeah, he's gonna
even
give them
people-
safety and weapons.
And by
What a
safety,
monster.
And by safety, you specifically mean just going around...
And they're not even being egalitarian about it. It's everyone. The monsters.
They made them good guys with guns.
So, yeah, basically, Lothar is definitely... Also, it's a giant robotic dragon.
Oh, your whole thing is you like fighting shit. Right.
I mean,
It's
it's
a
sorry.
Right, I forgot.
And also, his other thing is protecting the tribes, and this is not protection by any stretch of the imagination. So, he is my prey.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I mean, to be fair, Megvatar would be totally psyched for fighting this thing.
I mean,
Right.
We did fight this thing, and it ended quite quickly.
So, yeah, basically, from the undetectable thing, I'm just gonna do the straight shot.
I wonder if you can somehow signal Acer to go first.
No, I really can't. I
Yeah.
can't do anything to draw attention to myself, or I would break. That was the reason, but no one was doing anything. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, Red Jaws is Jeff.
Oh boy.
Tay was perfectly content to let him leave. So
I was not.
Yeah, I mean, killing him
Yeah.
isn't going to stop anything. They're,
yeah, like he's part of a
collective.
group. So
I mean, I understand.
How do you
that,
kill a
but
bunch
still
of
letting him go is not gonna help you.
shadow anthropologists?
One at a time.
One giant robotic dinosaur at a time. AC?
I'm gonna pause while I prep this stat.
Oh, sure.
And we're back.
So, it gets to make a saving throw for spirit.
Okay, I need dice. Makes it.
Okay, so I actually have to roll my other attack too.
Alright, I'm gonna pause while you roll dice. Alright, 4 damage to the head.
If you got a better thing to throw out for combat, then by all means. But it's up to you what you want to.
Okay, I guess in the meantime, I'll go now. I'll miracle shot the hammer hand because it's clearly a construct. Therefore, it will give me 1d10 straight
Yes,
damage.
it's clearly a construct.
And I'm going to attack its body.
Go for it.
So I roll 17, so it's a hit. And that's a 8 damage to it, as I'm just tearing into it and eating it.
Alright, you run in and start goat eating through him like he's a tin can, and he just... The jaw slams down when he attacks and cuts the string to the balloons, and they all start kind of floating around, watching, laughing, and giggling. Initiating temporal reanimation colony. And he defies the iron your attack.
Oh no.
The damage you do, a bunch of clocks appear in front of it, and his heart opens up to reveal a giant clock, and it just spins backwards, and the damage undoes itself.
Yeah, if you want to drain his effort, that's definitely another good thing to do. So if you do want to throw Obey in despair, though, I don't know if he's got an immunity to that. Never tell.
Who's next?
I'm going to commit effort to break the mighty, since he has people in subjection.
What does Break the Mighty do?
It gives him AC 9.
Oh, that's really miraculous. So all 3 of his stat blocks have AC 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
To me, just to
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
just to him. That's it.
commit to the day scene or just commit. Do you have that bound? What is miracle?
For the scene.
Scene. Done.
And then I'm going to commit effort for Shattering Hand, so that my damage rolls deal maximum damage.
Nice.
And I'm going to leap in with both rapiers and slash at his head.
Head? Go for it.
I hit.
So 4 damage.
Well, I roll damage, don't I? Yeah, maximum damage.
So 4.
It's 1d10 plus 3.
That's
So
4
damage.
max out of 4.
Right.
12.
Alright, Nicole and Kevin. Thea and the Marquis.
Close the Marquis.
Marquis just kind of looks at Thea, takes a few steps back, and raises a hand up to summon skeletons. Just a small mob of skeletons claw their way out of the ground.
That's fair, they do.
Yeah, so they're a small mob.
Alright.
Commit to what?
Commit effort for the scene. And that's my turn. No, wait, I can attack as well, can't I? Or is that an...
Is that an action?
No, it's an action.
It's an action.
So you're action.
When the mob's act is up is kind of nebulous, and I wasn't quite.
I think it's at the start of the turn.
I'm just gonna attack his body.
Alright, AC 7.
Okay.
1d20, you get plus 7 plus your other stuff to it. And then he gets to go.
Also, sorry, I don't have the rules for what small mob of undead counts as, because
Yeah.
ADF is
You miss?
not cooperating.
That's fine, it's like it's a default mob that's in the book.
Yeah.
So your weapons bounce off his iron
It's
eye.
somewhere in enemies
yeah.
or something. Or something
I think I have like calls that's written up.
Look, I rolled a 3.
Alright. Okay, he's going to commit... Findle goes. He's going to commit effort to the end of the scene to make you have AC 9.
Are you keeping track of the effort?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, your AC is 9 and completely ignores cover as he activates his Destiny Agitating Manifold.
That's not good.
Yeah, and then he starts firing his Type J energy genocide cannon. His head goes straight up and starts spinning around like a toy and starts firing. And those shots start tracking towards you wherever you are. So that's... What's your AC? Your AC is 9. So...
Is it base AC 9 or flat AC 9?
Flat. Like just, your AC is 9.
Yeah. So that's 9.
So hit die 12, you have 1 hit die each.
Oh shit, he misses. Alright, second attack. Hey, he hits. Get fucked. 3 on the chart.
1.
Take 1 damage.
Taken.
Okay, body's turn. Those cannons rail back, lock in, and start shooting to the sky and create a localized thunderstorm as the weather machine goes off and starts shooting you guys with lightning. Y'all take no damage. The lightning misses. He has Rain of Lightning, a sky gift, so he can control the weather. Alright, now it's time for the not fun stuff. Incidental systems. He activates Bar of the Red Descent, making him immune to ranged attacks. More or less. That's why your fortress couldn't hurt him. You'd be like, what is this?
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay, he will do that. The earthquake machines slam into the ground and flatten everything in the area, drop all lesser foes to their knees as everyone here collapses.
I'm in the air.
You're not a lesser foe. None of you are lesser
Oh,
foes. And then everyone with a 300-foot radius has to start running as the ground opens up underneath, swallowing up this village and a lot of the people that were knocked to the ground. As he starts creating an earthquake machine. He then activates Command the Wheels, and that rose flower starts turning its cannons towards you guys, and it's going to start firing.
I think I have defense against that because it's mine. Like, I changed it.
So does he have to...
I have to look up the gift, and that PDF is not working. Could you please look up
Yeah,
Command
sure,
the
it's
Wheels?
possible. Anyway, the palace turns, the castle turns, and starts shooting at you guys. 3 on the chart.
I think that's 1 damage.
Everyone take 1. As you get peppered by bullets and shrapnel. That was his turn.
Nice. So, earthquake. What will happen if you stay here with it?
You guys are probably going to be fine because you're worthy foes.
Everybody else is gonna die.
Oh my god, right? It's going to be 60 seconds. This whole place is going to be swallowed up. He can fly.
Okay, so
So it's your guys' go. Stop this rampaging monster.
I'm gonna cut a dazzling swath across his head again.
Go for it.
Nope. I miss.
Gentlemen, is this violence really necessary among learned people? The earthquake impeller slamming into the ground. Can't we discuss this like rational, enlightened beings?
Genocide, man, it's fire.
I would never be able to run a game with you as a player. You were just
Too much?
too much, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna change tactics and go after the body because it seems like it's
Easier to hit.
easier to hit.
Sure thing.
3 attacks.
Go for it. Oh my god, these 3 attacks. Oh, those look high.
Hitty, hitty, hitty.
so roll your damage.
That would be 4, 4, and 4.
Okay, it defies the iron and...
3 times.
Yeah. Throw 3 out of there.
Okay.
Does not want to take that damage. Not while it can afford. Not while
That's
it
like, what,
doesn't
10
have to.
effort?
That's a lot of effort. Each of its body parts do.
Huh, lovely.
Yeah, it is lovely.
So all the natives are pretty much dead, and now we
They're
have-
not dead. They're going to be dying if people don't save them from the ravine that's opening up here. Takes a minute for this place to fall into death.
Okay.
They're being thrown about by tremors.
It's 10 rounds.
How do we save them though?
I can
Tell
summon
him to stop doing the earthquake
Okay.
and stop attacking him.
You summon the beast to take them away.
They can only carry 50 pounds though. They're
Sweet.
light. They're plant people. They're probably lighter than real.
Some of these people are trees.
Oh shit. That's right.
They'll be happier in the earth.
If you fall down too deeply, you go to hell.
Remember my freaking
Anyway,
Okay.
So how do we want to save them? Should I try saving them as dragons of it?
I think we got to take this guy out before
I
he
think-
collapses
yeah.
the area.
His guns are doing ridiculous damage too, so.
How about you turn off your earthquake machine and we discuss this again?
we're good. We can not do the whole thing.
I would really prefer we didn't.
Well, alright. Alright. I'll initiate my Terra stabilizers. Little, like, glass panes start going across the sinkhole parts to hold it. We good to talk?
Are we? He kind of looks around at everyone else. At the, gaping chasm that's opening up and pulling people into it.
Okay, now the bird will fly out and try and pull people away from the chasm.
I'm sure we can parlay in such a way that we can all get what we want here.
All I want to do is leave. That's what I was doing. I was going back to my study, my classroom. I have to write a thesis. I have to file expenses.
Sounds like he's just saying words he's heard.
I have to talk to the dean after this.
Those are made up words.
You don't understand how strict the dean can be, even though he can't touch me because I have tenure.
They'll
Among
know
our collective, the dean is the deadliest being we've ever met.
They all know you're here as well, correct? You work together,
Yeah, I filed the paperwork.
so they would know if you didn't come back. And,
Oh, this is live streaming.
and it would look very poorly, as they know what we look like, if we were to piss off the entire Jolerite collective.
Well, technically you only pissed off one cell. We're more like a series of collective individual sort of hives. Like incubators for intellectuals. But we would definitely favor trade to the assassins. Or the clowns.
I don't know what those are, but I would rather not deal with them. So perhaps it is best if we, at the very least, put this conflict aside for now. As I think we are all woefully in over our heads.
I wasn't expecting to fight a pantheon of proto-deities.
We weren't expecting any of this.
Alright, the balloons say. We're good?
Huh?
I think so.
Yeah, he's just pulling people away from the...
We good?
Yes?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that one of those long talons click the face on his shoulder, and this music that was broadcasting stops. He has combat need.
I'm going to cast Second Spring to heal all of those people there. Everyone. A little bit.
Starts hitting the rewind on the tape. Good, good. Well, glad this ended.
For the record, we would like your colleagues to know that this incident should not inform later negotiations between our people.
They never do.
Okay.
Perfect.
Alright, he has to wait a few moments while that Theurgy, his Theurgy chamber charges up and that throne spell kicks in, opening up a Stargate behind him, leading back to some sort of hive full of machinery, and he just backs up into it.
I'm gonna wait till he's well and gone, and there doesn't seem like they're listening in on us anymore.
The gate closes.
We can always kill him later.
We will kill him later.
Oh,
See how your supposed god was willing to kill you at a moment's notice?
Oh, she's like over there picking up the young and infirm.
Yeah, that's what like he's been doing, and like I'm gonna start doing now that guys it's like
we really should
They
have.
don't care about you.
We really should have summoned him to a, smaller area, somewhere away from all this.
I assumed, being their god, he wouldn't want to kill them.
Future people, they don't care about us.
Foolish assumption, I suppose.
Some of the people kind of look at you like that you're the strangest person in the world for suggesting that God wouldn't kill his worshippers for no good reason. Like it's just like a blank look on their face, like what?
Oh yes, Thea, you are so loving and you care for even the smallest people. We understand. You are the most merciful amongst us. He kind of says aloud, side-eyeing the people in a, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. She's so merciful kind of way.
They're just like, food sucks.
Faust also was kind of like that. Remember all the destruction and annihilation? And
Those were incidental from his being such a fuck up, though.
It still killed a lot of people. Do you know how many people the Gand turned into cubes? Do you know how many people get enslaved by the iconoclast every single minute?
So that thing used a lot of words I do not know. Who was that?
He is from the future.
It's not a subsection of the Joliarites I recognize, however. It must be something newly developed since they've moved here. A research team regarding the
Yes, sounds
tribals.
like that's their main goal. Juliarites are a mess.
They absolutely are. They devoured their own god. Well, he was still alive. It was very, Did they broadcast it? That seems like something they would do.
Oh yeah, that was pay-per-view. Like I said, all the tears and clown paint really lubricated the meal.
Or, also, the future world was also like a telepathic thing. So
Yeah, it was a
everyone
hive
seen that.
mind.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that go down. Even Joliar.
Oh my god.
He was conscious and experienced it through his worshippers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say we should leave the people to their thing. I think we've done enough helping for now.
Sounds like
Yeah.
just a couple more nudges and they'll join us.
I suppose so, yes.
Also, we might want to just help them.
For nothing?
I activate my Fortress Repair, which I can just repair anything around me, and
I mean, they're not going to stay here. They're going to move because they were a mobile culture.
yeah. Well, whatever
Not
it
to
is.
poo-poo on your idea.
Yeah.
But do you have fertility powers that could help?
Yeah, like he already healed everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And,
did
like,
heal everyone.
Yeah, they love that. They like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
healed
want
them,
that.
repaired stuff around,
Yeah, I don't
repaired
think
the
they-
ground so they don't shake anymore.
They're not going to live on this ground. This ground is tainted.
Yeah.
So what happened here? They probably can't put together the machine versus what happened. It's just like, oh,
The gods were angry at us. Obviously, we're at fault.
Yeah, God got into a fight here. They're not going to live here. This place is cursed.
as fuck.
Yeah.
You could offer them a spot on the ship.
I don't know if we want them on the ship before we curb their lust.
I mean,
We'll stop by
bloodlusty
on the way
ways.
back.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
pirates, right?
I don't. Yeah.
We might as well take some in.
Is there anyone who might be interested in joining a career amongst the skies?
I mean, do you offer it to them in a public way?
Yes.
They're like, I'll join.
Okay, let's all
Okay.
take everything here.
Hey,
Get on board.
Fine.
You guys are gods, right? Because you clearly fought that other god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How big are you on human sacrifice?
Strictly against.
Negative view.
Oh, yes.
We're sacrificing.
Strictly against.
I do blood sacrifice, but not in a, like,
I mean, not in a way they would understand.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
big are you on loving them and not torturing them for fun and extorting them?
Pretty high up there.
Okay, it's not a hard sell, guys. You're gods.
They're all gods.
You don't have to
Abandon
come
them.
back. Just try a little hard now, and they'll go.
So that's why I said a couple more nudges.
And they'll bring their guns.
I was more concerned about bringing them into danger, but we're not going to bring the ship into danger anyway.
Living out here is danger. Another breaker's going to stumble on through and ruin them.
Can their spider fortress, like, latch onto the ship?
Probably bring it into the.
You could probably use artifice and do that.
Also, we could probably just go into the ship.
Put a
Like,
hook
it's
on it like in
cargo.
Final Fantasy IV.
I mean,
I just don't know how big it is.
Spoiler alert, if you guys gut that breaker, finally, it's full of celestial shards.
Yeah, because
Oh, they-
the top
That's
part,
why it's going weird.
the top part is garbage. The bottom part is the useful part, right?
Let's salvage the guns, attach them to your ship, and take what's left.
Yeah,
As
Sounds
salvage.
good.
Let's solve
Yeah,
it.
just put the salvage in your hold and work on it as you move.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys cutting over the breaker, you understand the nature of celestial shards because you're from the future?
On site, yeah.
Well,
We
It's
have
easy
because
to
we're
explain
Godbound
as well.
as well.
You
It's
guys
explained to
instinctively know it too,
Yeah.
but they're able to put it into better context. But you're able to gut this thing. There are 6 inside.
excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, this breaker was fat and happy. That's your reward.
Yay!
Pretty good reward.
Alter the
Not
very
doing-
reality of this world.
Yeah. You know, basically that these are small shards of him, like big overgod him, because him makes Faust and Fooey makes things, it trickles down in
Give us-
weird ways.
So it gives us a portion of his abilities to make change upon the world.
Yeah, administrative access is how, I think that's how the Unity Hive Mind describes it.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, they're basically like part of his eyes. Basically, you pull at his eyes, and there's 6 of them, and they're all like they're doing that thing fourth-dimensional objects do, where there's a cloud of like haze around them, and they're folding inward and outward as if they're bigger on the inside and outside, like a tesseract.
This probably would have fucked over these people really hard. If they
It
just
was
kept it.
growing into the thing and making it act different, and then to move around and stuff. Yeah, it was doing that.
Well,
Excellent.
looks like we've managed to save these people.
From
Yes.
themselves. I'm going to start teaching them while we're on the ship on gyro bullet or
Gyro jets?
Yeah, I'm going to start being like, no, you have these brass cases and that's fine, but these bullets, they give you.
There's 100 of them.
Cool.
Ooh, good.
These people. So 100 people from the River and Petal tribe. So there's like mushroom people, dryads, treants, nymphs, that sort of thing. Planty stuff. There's like a kelpie or 2. Like a water horse. Yeah, I don't know. What do you do with these people? Like, you have them on your ship and you're training to be pirates and, you know, to hang out, but like, do you force your will on them as a god to make them your worshippers or stuff? Or
Like,
what?
No,
I think we all want them to be our worshippers, right? Well, not
Well,
you.
at least the fertility guys. Hey, we can grow more of them. Here, be fertile, grow. Feed the beast with your faces.
I think the ones that are the most pleasant on the eyes and the most that look like they could like seduce people or, you know, pull them in or be charismatic, and I kind of pull them to myself. I start talking about how they can use that to better manipulate other tribes and other groups, while also teaching them about, you know, using better weaponry.
Alright.
I have some
Any,
frank, open discussions with people about virtues of compassion and cooperation and the importance of not imposing your will and manipulating others.
Yeah, they're gonna follow what you're saying, but just to put this into proper context,
Yeah.
not because it's the right thing to do, but because God told them to, and because God told them to, that makes it the right thing to do.
Give it a
Literally
few
no
gen-
other reason. If
You
you
gotta
told
start
them,
somewhere.
if you
Understand.
told them to start sacrificing their children, they would do it like that.
Give it
Because
a
that's
few
the right thing to
generations,
do.
though. Yeah, it's like you give it a few generations, and it's just gonna be instinctive. It's gonna be like that's.
This
in
is
their culture
early
now.
man stuff. All of their morality is tied into higher power stuff. An outside voice tells them what's right and wrong, and they don't recognize it as their own conscience.
Yeah, I got it.
I like flower people.
There are flower.
I think a bunch of people from all different kinds.
If there are any like fae or whatever in there, I like those guys too.
I guess we basically can get 20 each because 100 people.
Yeah, so we're not going to keep track of it.
Yeah,
It's super
exactly.
hard.
Just
But that's good. You guys continue on to the south, and you will arrive at your destination next session, just in time to deal with all that stuff. So I think we'll call it there.
Yep.
Good first outing. We had ourselves a nice little mix-up all over. Also, that guy, that Reaper's hanging out.
oh
Oh
right.
yeah, Yan.
He
I like
literally has nowhere else to go.
Yan actually. I really like him. He's a dude made of insects.
Kind of took all the people that he'd be reaping over time. So
He has nowhere to go.
Okay.
we'll just put him in the basement. Forget about him.
There you go. So I think we'll call it there. So I was Devin,
Nicole.
Tyler?
Kevin.
Peter?
Mark?
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.